I know the reason why those podcasts are sponsored by those people is because of the affiliate commission, not because it resonates with them. And that you can't. I've got an actual business that earns actual money, real fucking money. So I don't need to compromise myself in the way of being a whore to sponsorship. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what I want to encourage everyone that's listening to this. Is like, create your life and create a business that generates you the cash flow, which means that you don't have to be a whore to society where you shouldn't be.
I'll tell you something. You don't want a podcast, you don't want to listen to the person that is famous and whatever. Like, we've had some big guests, like, not as big as yours, but obviously we've had some names, experts in their industry. You don't want to listen to those people, they're good, but you want to listen to the guy that podcasts with all of them, because he picks up the gems from all of them, and then he becomes a superhuman with everything that he's learned from everyone else. So a lot of the gems you drop, it's very versatile compared to the other people, because the other people just specialize in one thing. Well, what we do, we see experts in every industry, and we inherit everything that they've learned.
Yeah, and we've also done legitimate business and made, you know, millions online and in the space. And when you've made money on, like, the way that we both have, you actually have tangible advice that can be taken and used to improve anyone's life if they want to listen to it. It's just whether they choose to listen to it or not.
Yeah.
So it's that's putting all that together is the package.
Yeah. So your podcast is still costing you money. You haven't been able to have it break even with sponsorship or anything?
So I do some mentorships, but I do mentorships just not to break even on the podcast. It does make me break even on the podcast. I do some mentorships because I genuinely want to take interest in other people's businesses, and, you know, help them scale them. And it's given me a lot. We've had massive results. I mean, if you go on, they can go on the website and have a look for themselves. But it's like, that stuff's powerful for me because I get to see inside of a business. Because you imagine with contentremoval.com and everything I've built with content removal, I've stepped into many of the biggest influencers, the biggest celebrities, and the biggest, like, businesses and brands in the world, stepped inside and seen inside them from a high level because we've protected their reputations online. When you protect people like that, you pick up insights, and these things, you're like, holy fuck, they do that. Well, that thing that they do in this industry, I can plug that into that industry and I can increase the revenue by 30% overnight because that insight isn't used in this industry. So it's a non-conflict of interest plug and play model. And I like to run, I've got all these things in my head and all these gems that I can just walk into any business, I believe, and increase the sales, increase the marketing, increase everything, because I know conceptually from looking at all these different businesses, all these different niches, where the gaps are, because that's what I'm learning all the time. Now, that's on top. I'm getting that for free because I'm also charging these clients for high margin money for looking after their reputation online anyway. So I'm making money. And I'm learning. I'm always fucking learning. I'm always asking questions. I want to know about, how does this work? How does that work? How have you unlocked that? How did you increase your subscriptions on your app by 25% this month? Oh, we did this, this, and this, and this. Okay, cool, right, cool. How can that be applied to the fitness industry? Because I've got a client over here that can do that. Cool, plug that into the fitness industry client. He juiced up his revenue by 33% in a month. He's happy as fuck. Maybe I can pull some equity out. Maybe I can do a cash play. It's all of these things that you can learn and implement into other people's stuff. I'm always wanting to question, okay, what's happening in this reality and how can that apply to this arena?
So how you've been able to monetize it is not direct. It's not like, hey guys, drink this drink. No, it's more plugging people, because the powerful thing about having you as a mentor for somebody that's starting a business is that you have such a crazy network.
It's not so much. I don't think I'm not the mentor for the guy starting the business. I'm not that guy. I'm the guy you come to if you're doing 500 million or 5 million, 10 million. I'm the guy that you come to, and you get an insight that opens up another 5 million, opens up another pool. That's who I am.
Got ya. So that's your mentorship.
That's what I do. That's specifically what I do for people.
Because less than that, or somebody starting a business, it's just too much fuck around. It's like, it's simple stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
but I don't plug mentorships because I do not need to sell mentorships. I make legitimate money from protecting brands online.
Got
So
ya.
so mentorships to me is just like I'll relate it back to your question. You asked me, how do I monetize the podcast? I monetize the podcast indirectly by content removal clients. I monetize the podcast indirectly through relationships I build with people that may want content removal or may want to access me at a higher level, and indirectly by mentorships where people go, you know what, Frankie, I want some mentorship with you, and I say, hey, fine, it's this much money. First things first, tell me what you can do. Let me see if I can help you. If I think I can help you, then I'll offer you the mentorship. Do you know what I mean? But even the mentorship and the way that I do mentorships now, I'm thinking I've got to change it, because basically I'm driving too much value to the brands that I'm working with, right?
Okay.
And I'm getting paid just one clip. And for me, it's like, well, I value my time. So I'm like, well, cool. Because I'm driving. So like I had one client go from like zero. He just had an idea and we helped him execute it in the property space. And he did 4 million inside 16 weeks, right?
Wow.
Now, signed deals, and he owns 50% of the deal. So he's done 2 million himself, cash collected on a 16-week period.
Wow.
Now, really, he's paid me, what was he paid me? Like 15, 20K for that, right? I should have had an upside on that deal, and I didn't. That was bad business by me.
Yeah.
But so now I want some upside in the deals, because I want to work with people that absolutely want to send it. I want some upside in it. I want some cash up front, some upside in the deal. Otherwise, it's not worth my time, because I can scale my own business.
Yeah.
And we're in the attention economy right now, and if we've got to stop fucking trying to do side hustles and all this crap that we're told we need to do, other things. We just need to do the main thing and make the main thing the main thing and keep it that way. So it's like anything that takes my time away from the main thing, which is obviously I have two main things at the minute, which is not fucking ideal, which is the podcast and content removal. Anything that takes me away from those two things has to massively monetize, you know, otherwise.
But those two things, they marry each other. They go hand in hand. One wouldn't exist without the other.
Well, one did exist without the other.
Podcast, yeah.
But now I understand business at a lot higher level than I did 7 years ago. Now they're marrying in.
Yeah.
But at the start, I didn't understand how to marry it in.
Yeah.
You learn that as you go along the path. You don't have all the answers when you start.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I encourage people just to fucking start, rather than keep telling themselves why they can't do this, can't do that, why they need this, why they need that. You know.